No claw, no paddles is the hardest way to get good at Fortnite, but with the tips, settings, and custom binds I found for you in this video, you'll be able to compete with anyone, and it takes just 10 minutes to learn everything you need to know, starting with your custom binds. It may sound scary to change your binds, but trust me, I've learned how to play on every method, from learning claw for an entire week, to learning paddles, to even spending a full day learning no claw, no paddles on these binds I'm showing you, and it takes just a few days of grinding to become even better than you were before. But the first step is switching to these binds. Trust me, just copy these and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. So starting with crouch on X, sprint on right on D-pad, jump on L3. On the general tab, this is mostly all just default stuff. Sprint build with right on D-pad, change materials with left on D-pad, rotate and repair with circle. All of your build binds are on default. Switch mode, set it to R3, and then keep going all the way down until you get to this edit section where this is going to look a little funky, but again, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know in this video. Your new select bind is going to be R1. You're going to confirm with L2, and your new reset bind is going to be R2. Along with that, set your sprint edit bind to right on D-pad, toggle map to left on D-pad, and then come down to edit building where your new edit bind is going to be touchpad. If these look weird at first, trust me, you can get so good on these so fast with these 3 key methods, but you have to make sure your sensitivity is right first. Playing no claw, no paddles, you need slightly faster settings to keep up with good players, so I've set up our sensitivity exactly for our situation with slide hold time at 0.065 seconds, vibrations off, not using quick weapon, advanced options is turned on, build and edit multipliers are both 2.1 with the look size at 43% on both horizontal and vertical with no boost, ADS is 8% on both horizontal and vertical speed with scope speed multiplier at 1.2x. But before the dead zones, we need every advantage we can possibly get with no claw, no paddles, so this game tab is also so important because you want to have toggle sprint turned on. I prefer auto open doors turned on. You need hold to swap pickup turned on, and you need auto pickup weapons turned on. Set your preferred item slots off, and then come down to editing where you're going to turn auto confirm edits set to bold. Your look input curve should be set to linear, and then we have our dead zones. But without these 3 key methods, everything I just showed you will be useless, because for starters, you don't actually want to edit by clicking your touchpad with your thumb. The biggest key to making these binds work so well is clicking your touchpad with your left index finger, which reaches over the top of your L1 bumper. And now to sprint, all you have to do is while moving your left thumbstick all the way forward, just reach over and click right on the D-pad. But to make this more comfortable, you need to use this spider grip. Spider grip is when you use 4 fingers up top for your triggers and bumpers. You can quickly press all of them even at the same time. And this method makes reaching over to click the touchpad a lot easier, a lot more comfortable, and makes it easier to stick with it, which is the hardest part. I haven't actually played on these binds in almost a year, and in just 5 minutes, look how good I've already got. This is how good you can get at building and editing with these binds in less than an hour of practicing. But if you want the secret tips that even the top players in the world follow, there's 5 must-knows for getting good on no claw, no paddles. The first is you must build a daily practice routine, especially for the first 2 weeks of you learning. The first 2 weeks are the most frustrating and challenging part of learning new binds, but if you have a set schedule where every day you go through a specific checklist, for example, every day you could free build for 30 minutes, you could do piece control drills for 30 minutes, and then you could play 50 to 100 rounds of 1v1s. This is an example routine that will take around 90 minutes each day, but you can create your own routine. The key is that you do the same routine every single day and fill it full of fast, quality practice and good creative maps. Every single day, you'll see more and more improvement, and before you know it, you're dominating every single fight. But to stay committed to a schedule, you'll need tip number 2, which is to create stakes for yourself. This means you give yourself a bigger reason to keep learning these binds. One thing that helps me commit personally and make sure I don't quit is by making a video. I know that if I'm making a video, at the end of this video, I want people to see how good I got on this setup, so it keeps me pushing through even in those moments where I want to give up. You can even create stakes by challenging a friend to learn these binds with you, and then you guys see who can get better within 2 weeks, who can get better within 3 weeks. Maybe after 1 month, you guys 1v1 and the winner wins some prize from the other person. You can make a challenge with yourself and tell yourself that you have to hit Unreal in 1 month on these new binds. Any stakes you can create to get you to push through those hard times is so helpful. And pro tip 3, you want to play as much as you can. The best players in the world are playing for 6 to 12 hours every single day, which we have school and and jobs and other things we have to do, so that's not realistic, but playing as much as you can is so key. If you have a couple days off with nothing else to do or you're on winter break, any day where you can just sit there and grind for like 8 straight hours, you'll improve more than most people do in an entire week of playing. Now that's a special occasion, you might only be able to do that like once or twice a month, but if there's any days where you can grind for a few solid hours, you will get good on these binds insanely fast. But the biggest mistake people learning these binds make is they don't follow the 4th pro tip. Commit to the binds. One thing people always do that frustrates me is they get motivated, they learn their binds for a few hours, then the next day they get on and just switch back to their old binds because they're more comfortable. However, a few days later they get motivated again, so they switch back to these optimized binds, and then a day or two later the same thing will happen. They'll go back to their old binds again. Going back and forth like that only hurts you and slows down your progress a ton because you waste all of your muscle memory you built as soon as you change back to what's comfortable. That's why I say you need reasons to push through those feelings of wanting to switch back to your old binds, because people that commit and stick with these binds are the ones that are going to be winning rank games and competing in tournaments. But that's only if they follow tip number 5 and stay consistent. You never want to start learning these binds and then take a week off and come back. You'll lose your muscle memory fast, so the key is to play at least a little bit every single day. And when you compound that to play a little bit every single day for a week, every single day for 2 weeks, every single day for a month, staying consistent like this for weeks and weeks and even months leads to insane growth that you probably can't even imagine right now. And one more really underrated bonus tip is even if you play no claw, no paddles, a pro controller can still help a lot. What I recommend for pro controllers is for PS5 players to get the PS5 Scuff Reflex FPS. I recommend Xbox players to get the Scuff Valor Pro Wireless, and I recommend PC players to get the Scuff Envision Pro. Paddles are not even close to the only thing that these pro controllers do. Each one of these controllers has interchangeable thumbsticks, so you can get added height on your right stick, you can get a domed, more comfortable left stick. The Scuff Envision specifically has tactile mouse click buttons for faster inputs. All 3 of these controllers have nice premium textured rubber grips on the back, and the biggest advantage is every single one of these controllers has instant mouse click triggers, so these instantly make your reaction time way faster and make any action you do in game faster. Whether it's placing builds, whether it's editing, whether it's shooting your weapon, mouse clicks make all of that incredibly fast. I'll make sure to put the link to these in my description. Those that clicked off this video before getting these tips have a high chance of quitting on this method because the first few hours feel awkward and hard, but as someone who practiced this method for 8 straight hours, I promise it's worth it and you'll be dominating within days, especially if you watch this video of me learning this method. Subscribe if this video helped you, and thanks so much for watching.